Hi Capricorn, welcome to your full moon in Aquarius reading for August 1st, 2023. Full moons close out cycles. This is a strange month. We're going to have about 4 to 6 planets at any given time going retrograde, Mercury being one of them. I think it's going to be a bit of an unpredictable month. There's just a lot going on and maybe too much to go into, but it's going to be a strange month. Your theme for the next 2 weeks is the Devil card. And on this particular card, it gives you a no answer. It's not my no card, but this particular one gives you a no answer. It says addiction, ego, control, restriction, materialism. For me, the devil has a lot to do with codependency, and that can be things like substance abuse to relationships. It's the things that we can't seem to let go of. It's things that break and snag and fall, and they just don't seem to be going the way we want them to. So let's see how that plays out in your... the thing about the Devil card, though, I mean... Obviously, it gets a lot of flack. It's not the most positive card. But here's the thing with the Devil card. And this is what I find helpful, is that the Devil shows you his hand. There's no second guessing. There's no, oh, it could be this wrong, or maybe this isn't working out, or this particular thing, or this particular person. No, it's really in your face of what needs to be changed, what needs to be released, what needs to be let go of. There's no second guessing it. It's in your face, and I think that's helpful. It doesn't leave you any confusion. It just leaves you the opportunity and the option to let it go. And I think that's what's helpful about the Devil card. All right. I am also wanting to let you know that it also has something to do with temptation. So there can be someone or something tempting you. Okay. Let's see what your cards have in store for you. You have the Two of Swords. This is the moon in Libra. This is the Lord of Peace of Mind restored. But we restore our peace of mind by making that decision, by making that cut. I often see this as a scissor, and something needs to be cut off. But we have to make that decision first, and we are crossing our heart here and not able to use our mental faculties. And until we make that decision, things could be rocky. Libra is the scales, right? And so it's weighing the two options. Now, the problem with Libra rather, is that they can have, they can be indecisive because they can see both sides of the situation equally, and that makes it hard to make a definitive decision. But the wisdom of the Two of Swords is that it is in making that decision, no matter which one you choose, you're going to be dealing with challenges and rewards, because every action has a challenge and a reward with it. You cannot separate the two. It's two sides of one coin. And so it is sort of just like make the decision and deal with the challenges and rewards as they come. And peace of mind is then restored. Two is always about duality and options, so that you can be weighing options or weighing your choices with this card. Now you have the Eight of Wands here. That's a really lovely card. That's my Law of Attraction card. 8 is a power number. So you're putting a lot of mental and emotional, a lot of passionate energy behind your thinking, behind your thoughts. This can be communication. But things are moving swiftly. So for me, it really feels like you can make this decision quite quickly. And once you do, things seem to move in your direction a lot easier and a lot better. This is fast-moving energy. You may have conversations that help you to make that decision and or make that cut, right? With this card, though, you want to make sure that you are keeping your thoughts and your emotions in the direction you want them to go, not where you don't want them to go, because this is the law of attraction card. You are creating it as you go. So if you're too negatively based, especially with the Devil card, then you're going to create that as well. Okay. You are behaving like the Eight of Swords. This is a very popular card this month, and that can have a lot to do with the planets that are going retrograde. This is feeling like we can't affect a solution, right? Our hands are tied, our mental faculties are tied. This is an imprisonment of the mind. And just feeling that our hands are tied. Now, again, you have 2 eights, so there's a lot of energy, a lot of power. In this case, there's a lot of energy behind the struggle. And just struggling within those binds and in the situation you find yourself in only gets you deeper into the mud, right? You only get stuck in the mud a little bit further. And this card often says, wait for things to resolve themselves or until things are turned back in your favor to take action. Things can feel like an exercise in futility with the Eight of Swords. And they do turn back in your favor with that Four of Wands. There are people and places that invite you in. You may be going home to visit family, parents, friends. This can be a holiday, a group holiday. But this is a really nice card. It brings you some stability, which is really nice. It feels festive. It can be rites of passage, right? So marriages, bar mitzvahs, festivities, 16 birthdays, that kind of energy. But it can also just be places where you feel at home, people that you feel at home with. And it brings you stability. That's nice. I like that. Okay, the Judgment card is the outcome here. Now, the Judgment card for me is epiphanies. It's seeing the light. It's hearing the clarion call. You can know where you belong on this earth, what your place is here in this world. There may be some information that you hear that wakes you up, that gives you a sort of a rebirth feeling. If you've been unwell, you can start to feel better with the Judgment card. But again, that ties into this card for me about making the decision of something, finally cutting something off or just making that decision. And like I said, once you do that, things move quite quickly, quite swiftly for you. Another 4. So 2 8s, 2 4s. Interesting. The Four of Pentacles, that's my Sun in Capricorn card. So you should know this very well. It is the self-empowerment card. So that goes along good with the Judgment card as far as I'm concerned. You hear news that gives you self-empowerment. It can come from people, and you may be inviting people into your home, into your situation, because this is how you're behaving. Or you could just be very around people who think like you, who act like you, and that just makes you feel very comfortable. The Four of Pentacles, though, is kind of like it could be budgeting, because there's your thoughts are on your finances, your arms are around your finances, your feet are firmly placed on your finances. So Pentacles are your financial and physical well-being, health. And so there may be budgets that you have to, you might have to watch your spending, but you still have everything you need. Maybe you don't have to spend a lot because you're invited into places where people can care for you or take care of most of the financial constraints. But there is this feeling of needing to budget your money and to kind of firm up your foundations, your financial and your physical well-being. Perhaps you are wanting to begin something and you need those finances to create a strong foundation in which to go further towards your goals. And so you're just kind of careful with your finances with that Four of Pentacles. With the Judgment card, you can hear of like, you do have to be careful, get rich quick schemes. So maybe you hear something like, yeah, we can make a lot of money if we do this kind of thing. Really make sure that it's stable with that Four of Pentacles. Really make sure that that is feasible and that it can turn a profit and that it's not just some scheme or get rich quick scenario. All right, you have the following 8 to 9 of Wands here. And again, this is the card of sort of like, I've been through a lot. This is somebody who's on the precipice of getting what they want. The 9 of Wands, or what they've worked hard for. The 9 of Wands is your experiences, right? And you've had some, we call this the Walking Wounded card. You've had some difficult experiences, and so you're kind of ready for more. It's somebody who's a little bit at the defensive already. And you do want to be careful of that energy. But, you know, maybe there is something that you need to be defensive about. Maybe it is this sort of get rich quick scheme, or, you know, let's invest in this particular thing. And you have to do your due diligence. You have to look into it and make sure that everything is on the up and up with that 9 of Wands. It can be moving too quickly for you, and maybe you are having some doubts, or maybe you see the warning signs even with the 9 of Wands. Okay, you have the Page of Swords. You're probably behaving like a Taurus, another earth sign, so that's fine. This is Taurus for me. It might be different for other people. But this is indeed doing your detective work. The Page of Swords like really looks into every little thing before he makes sure that it's safe. It clears the clouds from his mind. That's what that sword is used for. And he can really do his due diligence. He can really look into situations and things and people. If he has any doubts at all, then he can even, like, this is my spy card. It's the detective card. So he can be spying on people. He can be making sure. And that's not always a bad thing. It's not always negative. You know what I mean? You're just trying to protect your wealth, your situation. And it can be that kind of energy with the Page of Swords. 7 of Cups here. There can be some confusion with the 7 of Cups. These are choices. These are the 7 planets that offer you 7 choices. Then you get a little bit confused in what the choice should be. And that has a lot to do with your heart. So this card often says, choose what the heart wants. I would say choose what the heart wants, but make sure that you look into it first with that Page of Swords. And I would say any choice that comes up for you at this time, definitely be critical, look into it, hold on to your finances, make sure you do proper budgeting. There may be something that you're not seeing because you have 2 people with blindfolds on. And so there may be something that you aren't seeing. And you don't have the full picture of everything just yet. It can come that way with the Judgment card. You may be able to get that by the end of the 2 weeks. And then maybe you can make a more informed choice with that 7 of Cups as to what direction you want to go. Or Yeah, I have the World card here is what Spirit wants you to know. This is the travel card. So indeed, you may be traveling to people that you are comfortable with, that you feel at home with. Or it could even be a childhood home or family, friends, that kind of thing. The World means that you are at the moment in a spiritually protective box. This card comes out a lot. And so people can be going on their final summer holidays, vacations, visits, even if it's just small, quick trips. It can be that kind of energy, but we are at the end of a cycle here. There's small things that you need to do and to clear up before you move on to the next new cycle. This is the graduation card. So the magician has one wand in his hand. By the end of this entire major arcana cycle, you end up with two wands. You are well balanced and a little more worldly. And I think that's kind of necessary here, where there might be some decisions that need to be made. Okay, Capricorn. Again, the devil card can be a trickster. It can be somebody who's tempting you with something. So do your due diligence. That's what I feel for this month for you especially. Okay? All right. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you watching. I'll be back in 2 weeks with a new moon reading. And be well until then. Take care.